Title: The Mental Game of Trading. Author: Jared Tendler. Language: English, neutral, clear, and well-paced. Audience: traders of all experience levels seeking mastery of trading psychology. Introduction. Welcome to ABD of Finance. Today we will discuss about the book, The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler is a comprehensive guide to mastering the psychology of trading. Tendler, a performance coach with a background in counseling and professional coaching, brings together years of experience working with traders, poker players, and professional athletes to outline a structured approach for improving emotional control, decision making, and mental resilience in trading. This book does not offer trading strategies or market predictions. Instead, it focuses on the mental and emotional habits that determine long term success or failure in the markets. Tendler explains that even the best trading system will fail in the hands of someone who lacks emotional control. At its core, the book provides a roadmap for turning emotional weaknesses into strengths. Let us now explore the main concepts, tools, and lessons offered in this transformational book. Chapter 1: Why the Mental Game Matters. In the first chapter, Tendler makes it clear that emotional mistakes cost traders more than bad strategy or market knowledge. Many traders blame their systems or the markets for losses when the real problem lies within their own reactions. These reactions include revenge trading, overtrading, hesitation, and loss of confidence. These patterns persist even in experienced traders. The key message is that traders must learn to identify and correct mental leaks. A mental leak is any emotional reaction that interferes with sound decision making. Whether it is fear, greed, overconfidence, or frustration, these reactions must be understood and addressed systematically. Chapter 2: The Real Causes of Emotional Problems. Emotions are not the enemy, according to Tendler. They are signals. When a trader feels fear, for example, it is not the fear itself that causes poor performance but the underlying beliefs or biases that triggered the fear. Tendler introduces the concept of performance flaws. These are faulty mental processes or belief systems that create emotional problems during trading. For example, if a trader believes that losing is unacceptable, they may panic or refuse to exit losing positions. If a trader believes they must be perfect, they may freeze when uncertain. These beliefs must be uncovered and corrected if a trader wants to become emotionally stable. Chapter 3: The Adult Learning Model. Tendler introduces the 4 stages of the adult learning model. The first stage is unconscious incompetence, where you do not even know you have a problem. The second stage is conscious incompetence, where you know you have a problem but cannot yet fix it. The third stage is conscious competence, where you can correct the problem through effort. The final stage is unconscious competence, where the correction becomes automatic. This model helps traders understand that emotional mastery is a developmental process. You cannot expect to eliminate fear or tilt in one day. With practice and the right tools, you can retrain your mind over time. Chapter 4: Mapping Your Pattern. One of the most important tools in the book is the mental hand history. This is a tool that helps traders break down recurring emotional reactions. You do this by identifying a specific instance of poor decision making and then writing out what happened, what you felt, what you thought, and what your belief was. By doing this repeatedly, patterns emerge. Tendler shows that these patterns often repeat because they are driven by unresolved emotional or cognitive issues. Once you understand the full pattern, you can begin to interrupt and correct it. Chapter 5: The Correction Process. The correction process is the heart of Tendler's method. It involves 4 steps. The first step is identifying the emotional problem in real time. The second step is understanding the root cause. The third step is injecting logic. This means having a pre-written logical statement ready to counter the emotional reaction. The fourth step is repetition and practice. For example, if you find yourself feeling the urge to overtrade after a loss, you would pause, recognize the pattern, remind yourself of the logic you prepared, and then resist the urge to act impulsively. Over time, this repetition retrains your mind. Chapter 6: Tilt, Fear, Greed, and Confidence. Tendler devotes entire sections to the most common emotional issues faced by traders. He categorizes tilt into several types, including revenge tilt, injustice tilt, and entitlement tilt. Each type has different causes and solutions. Fear is another core emotion that sabotages traders. It often comes from fear of losing, fear of missing out, or fear of being wrong. Each fear has specific beliefs behind it that need to be challenged. Greed is often seen as a positive force, but it leads to poor risk decisions and excessive trading. It usually stems from a desire to get rich quickly or from emotional highs during winning streaks. Confidence is essential, but fragile. Overconfidence leads to risk taking. Lack of confidence leads to hesitation. Tendler teaches that real confidence comes from a balanced assessment of your skills and preparation, not from recent outcomes. Chapter 7: Variance and Emotional Stability. Variance is an unavoidable part of trading. You can do everything right and still lose money. Many traders emotionally react to short-term outcomes because they do not fully accept the role of variance. Tendler emphasizes that accepting variance is critical to emotional stability. He compares this to professional poker players who must separate their decisions from their outcomes. A good decision can lead to a bad result, and a bad decision can sometimes lead to a good result. Emotional maturity means learning to focus on process, not outcome. Chapter 8: A System for Growth. Tendler provides a structured plan for growth. First, identify your most costly mental leaks. Next, map the patterns behind those issues. Then, create correction statements that challenge your faulty beliefs. Finally, apply these corrections in real time and journal the results. He advises traders to track their progress like they would track trades. This means keeping notes on emotional responses, improvements, setbacks, and insights. Just as you would refine a strategy through backtesting, you refine your psychology through introspection and correction. Chapter 9: Real Case Studies. Throughout the book, Tendler shares real-life examples from traders he has coached. These stories demonstrate how traders overcame hesitation, overconfidence, tilt, fear of pulling the trigger, and more. One trader, for example, repeatedly lost money after strong winning streaks. Through journaling and the mental hand history process, he realized he was subconsciously trying to protect profits rather than sticking to his plan. Once he corrected the belief behind that behavior, his consistency improved dramatically. Chapter 10: The Role of Discipline. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many traders believe that discipline means forcing themselves to do the right thing. Tendler argues that true discipline is the result of emotional alignment. When your beliefs, habits, and logic are in harmony, disciplined action becomes natural. He warns against white-knuckling your way through emotional resistance. Instead, you must resolve the resistance at the belief level. This means identifying what is causing the resistance and addressing it through logic and repetition. Chapter 11: Beyond the Individual Trade. At the highest level, Tendler discusses the mindset needed to sustain long-term success. This means focusing on the process, accepting setbacks as learning opportunities, and constantly upgrading your mental tools. He encourages traders to become students of their own minds. Trading success is not about achieving emotional perfection. It is about reducing the frequency and severity of mental errors over time. This realistic approach allows traders to improve consistently without unrealistic expectations. Conclusion: The Mental Game of Trading is a practical, insightful, and deeply useful guide for traders who are ready to look inward and master the inner game. Jared Tendler offers a structured framework that helps traders recognize and correct the emotional and cognitive habits that hold them back. The lessons in this book are not based on abstract theories but on real experiences and proven coaching techniques. Whether you are a beginner who hesitates to take trades or an advanced trader struggling with tilt, the tools in this book can help you gain the edge you need. In the end, trading is not just a game of charts and numbers. It is a game of self-mastery. By learning to understand and manage your emotions, you can unlock the consistency, discipline, and clarity required for lasting success.